Must-read article, Hillary Clinton's secret takeover of the DNC on Politico, written by Donna Brazile herself. Hey, it's Prince of Queens, and just today, I believe, it was just today, there was a amazing article that was put out on Politico, which is a site that I don't think I normally like, but it's hard to even remember all of the different political blogs that I read. Their names tend to blur together after a while. But I don't think I normally really like Politico all that much. Though I think I might have liked it when I was a hardcore Sanders supporter before I really went down the political rabbit hole and started to learn about stuff like, I don't know, economics. Economics in the current year, I guess, is a better way to say it. Regardless, this is just a quick, unscripted video because I feel like just plugging this article, people should really, really, really go read it because it's huge. If people are following or interested in the deep corruption of the DNC, just in general, not simply as it applies to Sanders being screwed during the primaries, which this very much does touch upon. But in this article, Donna Brazile, who is the woman who inherited the DNC campaign, she was the chair of the DNC after Debbie Wasserman Schultz resigned. So basically during the general election, Donna Brazile was the chair. And in this article, what she's basically doing is throwing everybody else under the bus and trying to sort of deny involvement in any of the corruption herself. She acts like she knew nothing about it and that Debbie Wasserman Schultz kept it all secret and was very secretive to everybody who worked for the DNC, and that as soon as she got into power, then all of these secrets were revealed to her and she inherited this big mess and she needed to tell Bernie Sanders whether the suspected rigging of the primaries was true, and she kept that promise to him and blah, 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 which honestly, I don't know if I really believe. I think that she probably knew a bit more than she leads on in this article that she ended up publishing now over a year, almost exactly a year after Hillary ended up losing. It's kind of interesting that just now she's admitting all of this stuff, but maybe there are some reasons where she didn't want to admit this stuff sooner and she's being sincere, but I'm personally quite skeptical. And this is the same woman who I'm fairly sure leaked questions to CNN for the debate, so that Hillary Clinton was prepared for the exact debate questions and Donald Trump wasn't. I'm pretty sure that Donna Brazile was the one who did that. So, she has a lot of reasons to try to, almost be a rat on the DNC in terms of the American public and telling us a bunch of dirt on them and say, oh yeah, okay, this is what they did, but I'm better than them. I'm a pretty decent person. I'm Donna Brazile. You should like me. I was nice to Bernie Sanders, the nice guy who got screwed. Yeah. That's what it seems like. But particularly interesting in this article is that she reveals that the Obama administration totally bankrupt the DNC, and they were in several $1 million worth of debt by the time this election campaign really even started. And so the DNC basically handed over control. I'm paraphrasing because it's hard to remember exactly the trajectory of how this works, but the DNC was in debt. And they basically said, okay, Hillary, go raise us some money and you can be in control of everything because we trust that you'll raise a bunch of money. And that's seemingly what happened. And so she was basically already the head of the DNC, which I just have to say, it makes so much sense in terms of the things that I noticed in terms of trends and how things were acting. Most particularly if you watch my video, how how Clinton Incorporated led to the monster that is Trump's America in 7 steps or something. I'll link that video in the description because I made that video several months ago, and it is kind of amazing just how right I was about how all of this could easily be centrally located around Hillary Clinton and maybe Bill Clinton a little bit. I call the entity that is all of it, the Clinton Foundation and their known and unknown donors and probably their head advisories like David Brock, the head of Media Matters. I call all of that Clinton Incorporated. It seems to be one entity that it's more concerned with self-preservation than it is with anything. It's not the DNC. It's not looking out for the American people. It's looking out for a very specific brand of global interests in the West. And it does seem to be, there's the top ranking people in it seem to be Hillary Clinton, George Soros, and maybe David Brock, the head of Media Matters. And he's the guy who creates the gigantic media narrative that is peddled by places like CNN, the New York Times, and the entire blogosphere. All of those places peddle the same media narrative that stands to benefit, of course, Hillary Clinton. And then, their big financial backers are people like George Soros, but there's lots of other ones. Like all the people who work for Facebook are contributing money to that. So the DNC had legalized the usage of propaganda on the American people, but but during the second half of Obama's presidency, Obama also bankrupted the DNC. So it was completely easy for Clinton Incorporated to just basically say, okay, well, we own you now because we have money, is what it seems like. And Donna Brazile's basically admitting that. Donna Brazile, a high-ranking member of the Democratic Party. So she's basically saying, peace the fuck out. I'm going to try to save a little bit of my own integrity at this point. So yeah, this Democratic civil war continues, and it is pretty crazy. Go read this article. That's all.